Okay, let me explain you here the illustration number 7. Okay, what is happening here? David is drawing two bills of exchange, first bill and second bill. There are two bills of exchanges, and both the bills have been drawn on 1 1 2020 and the same thing 1 1 2020 only. Okay, this is for 6,000 rupees and this is for 10,000 rupees. The bills of exchange for 6,000 is for 2 months. So here is the time of for 2 months, this is the time for 3 months. After 2 months is nothing but on 4th March 2020. This is the maturity date. Date of bill is DB, maturity date is MD. So what is the maturity date in this case? 4th April 2020 is maturity date, no problem. While the bill of exchange is for 10,000 for 3 months, 10 second bill is for 10,000 and that is for 3 months. Okay, these bills are accepted by Mr. Thomas. Okay, this has been drawn on Mr. Thomas. So what is the drawer here? David is drawer and Thomas is drawee. David drawer and Thomas is drawee. Thomas requests David to renew the first bill with interest at 18% per annum for a period of 2 months. For a period of 2 months, that means what is happening on 4th March 2020, that is on maturity date. What actually David has to do, what actually Thomas has to do? Thomas has to pay the amount of rupees 6,000 to Mr. David. Okay, Mr. David has to pay Mr. Thomas has to pay 6,000 rupees to Mr. David on 4th March 2020. But what he is asking, what Thomas is asking Mr. David to renew the bill for more 2 months. For which what happens? David is asking to give the interest. That means to uh, accept the bill together with interest at that 18% per annum for 2 months more. For which what let me explain you the entries after understanding the question. So plus 2 months I am writing here. Plus 2 months is nothing but again 2 months extra he is going to take. What will be the maturity date afterwards? That means on 4th March 2020, and he is asking that David is also agreeing to this proposal. And after 2 months, what would be the maturity date? On 7th March, March completed April and May. So 7th May 2020 is the maturity date of this third bill, we can say. This way I am writing here 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, on 20th March 2020. So what is this 4th April 2020? This is the maturity date of the second bill. So don't compare this bill with this bill. No, you need to understand, you need to go through this amount of bill, amount of date also here. If you go through this date, you can understand what you need to do. On 20th March 2020 it is saying, so after renewal of a bill and within 5 to 10 days he cannot pay this total amount 6,000 of, right? 6,000 amount is not payable by within 2 months, within we can say 16 days. So we need to act logically and we need to understand that on 20th March 2020 means this is for the second bill. 20th March 2020, Thomas returns the acceptance for 10,000 rupees. For that acceptance for 10,000 rupees. For 10,000 rupees is nothing but the second bill. Two things have been you need to think logically. The interest being rebate 100 rupees. So with the amount of this 10,000 rupees, 9,900 is what? 9,900 is receivable, and 100 rupees is the discount which David has to allow as a discount. Okay, no problem. Before the due date of the renewed bill means that's a third bill which has been renewed on Thomas. Then before this due date, or that means before 7th May, what happens? Thomas becomes insolvent and only 50 paisa in a rupee could be recovered from his estate. First of all, let us know the amount of third bill. First, what would be the third bill value? Original amount 6,000 rupees, and if we add some interest at that 18% annum, so 6,000 into 18% for how much? How many months? For 2 months. 2 months we need to go for drawing this bill. So 6,000 into 18%, 6,000 into 18% into 2 divided by 12. 180 rupees. This is the interest. So entry 6000 plus 180 rupees, together with this amount the third bill amount would be raised. So together with this amount, then together with 180, by adding 180, the third bill would be drawn by Mr. David or Mr. Thomas. Bills receivable account debtor to Thomas account, that is for 6180 rupees. So on before the due date of the renewed bill, only 50 paisa in a rupee could be recovered. That means what, 3090 amount has been recovered from his estate, and here 9900 rupees has been paid by Mr. Thomas to Mr. David. You will be getting some laugh here. He can pay 9900, but he cannot pay 6000 only. That is what logic here. Okay, could be recovered from his estate. You are required to give the journal entries in the books of Mr. David. So what I am going to do here is, I am going to explain you in both the books. If I explain you in both the books, then you will be getting some understanding how to draw in the book, how to make entries in the books of David, and also in the books of what we can have here in the books of Thomas. So you can understand how to pass the entries in both the books. Okay, let us now go for understanding. I'm erasing all this kachra. I'm erasing all these things so that I can have some knowledge. I can give some knowledge to you all. I'll explain you in both the books. And one more thing I wanted to ask you is, if any amount which is not recoverable, which is deemed to be not recoverable from any debtor, is what? The amount which is not recoverable from our debtor is bad debt. So the name of bad debt will be arising in this problem, because Thomas becomes insolvent in before the due date, that is before the due date of renewable bill. That is on, I'm going to have some dates here. 1/1/2020 is for both the things. 4th March 2020 and 4th April 2020, and 7th May 2020 are 5 dates which we are having. And also one more date is also there on 20th March also. 20th March 2020 is also there. First, second transaction, third transaction, fourth date, fifth date. Okay, actually this 4th 4 2020 is not required here, because the second bill is being retired. Second bill is retired before the due date only. Now we can go for writing the journal entries in the books of Mr. David and also in the books of Mr. Thomas. So I am writing here in the David books, and here I am writing Thomas. On 1/1/2020, two bills have been drawn, right? So bills receivable, one account debtor, bills receivable, two account debtor, to Thomas account. First bill is for 6000 rupees, second bill is for 10,000 rupees. So 16,000 rupees is the total amount which is recovered, which is to be recovered from Thomas. I am not writing narrations here. In the books of Thomas on 1/1/2020, what he would be recovering, he would be recording David account debit to bills payable one account, to bills payable two account. First bill is for 6000 and the second bill is for 10,000 rupees. So total amount is for 16,000 rupees. These are the two entries, which first entries what they are going to record, right? Next, yeah, on 4th March 2020, Thomas request Mr. David to renew the first bill with interest at rate 18% per annum, with interest at rate 18% per annum for a period of 2 months. So first we shall record this. What we are going to do here is, on due date is nothing but here on 4th March 2020. on 4th March 2020. What is there here? Let us understand. Let us read the thing. Thomas requests Mr. David to renew the first bill with interest. Bill with interest at 18% per annum. So that is total of 6,180 what we have calculated earlier. Okay. So for this 180 rupees also we need to pass some entry for the cancelling the first bill for the dishonor entry on 4th March 2020. We need to write the entry as Thomas account debtor to bills receivable 1 account for 6,000 rupees. We need to cancel the first bill, right? On the same date interest is being due, for which we write the entry for this interest also. Mr. Thomas is liable for us, so Thomas account debit to interest account. I'm going to show this calculation. So 6,000 into 18% into again 2 months interest is also recoverable. So 180 rupees. By adding these both amounts, we are going to now draw. See, previously bills receivable 1 account is debited. Now bills receivable 1 account is credited. That means we can cancel both the books. And previously Thomas was credited in our books. That means he has been removed from our debtors list. But due to this dishonor of entry, Thomas account has again included. So he has become our creditor once again. So by combining both these entries, I am going to pass third entry. Okay, I am going to pass third entry, which is on 4th March 2020. Bills receivable. Now the number 1 has been gone. Bills receivable 1 has been gone. Now bills receivable 3 I am writing. Bills receivable 3 account debtor to interest account no together, right? With the together amount we are going to have here. So bills receivable 6,180 is the thing here. Okay, to let me see one. Let me confirm. 1 second, friends. Yeah, let me have here. So there is no need of passing this entry in here. Thomas account debtor to interest account is not required. Entry is not required. You can pass that one, but that is not required here. So first bill has been reversed because the amount the amount is not payable by him. So the first bill has been dishonored. Okay, for which we add the entry Thomas account debtor to bills receivable 1 account. And now adding together with interest, we are going to pass the third entry, that is on 4th March 2020. Bills receivable 3 account debtor. Directly we are going to pass bills receivable 3 account debtor 6,180 to interest account, because interest is receivable from him, to interest account 180 to Thomas account. We are going to draw the bill on him, right? We are going to draw a bill on him, so we are going to credit with the amount of 6,000. So this is the third bill renewed. Renewal of a bill, first bill is third bill here. Okay, now what is happening? See, on 4th March 2020, the entry that the first bill has been dishonored in not only in the books of David, that has been dishonored in the books of Thomas also. For which what he would be writing, bills payable 1 account debtor to David account for the same amount for 6,000 rupees only. He is going to write on 4th March 2020. The entries, the reversal of these entries would be in the books of Thomas. So now understand, in the books of Thomas, interest is being payable, which is an expense to Thomas, and he is going to make he is going to have bills payable, right? He is going to take these bills receivable what David is giving, that would be becoming bills payable for Thomas. Okay, by what is happening here, he is going to make a David as debt, David account. What I'm going to explain you once again, no problem. The first bill has been the first bill's payable has been cancelled, due to which David again becomes a creditor. After accepting the third bill, David now will be removed from our books. From our books, our books means here Thomas books. So I'm going to write now the thing as David account debtor. David account debtor. Interest is an expense here, so interest account debtor to bills payable 3 account. Bills payable 3 account, 6,180, 6,180. This is the third entry which we are going to write in books of Thomas also. Now on 20th March 2020, on 20th March 2020, Thomas returns the bill acceptance for 10,000 rupees, interest being rebate 10,000. That means from 10,000, how the 100 rupees HB is the discount which he is going to receive. Now let us have on 4th, no, on 20th March 2020. On 20th March 2020, 20th March 2020, the discount is being, no, the amount is being receivable. So for which we write the entry bank account debtor, and discount is being allowed. So discount allowed account debtor to bills receivable to account. Ninth 10,000 amount is this one, 10,000. 9,900 is receivable, 100 rupees is the discount allowed. And in the same case, in the same sense, in the books of Thomas, what he is going to record, bills payable to account debtor to bank account to discount received. So 6,000, not 6,000 here, I'm sorry. 10,000 is the bill of amount of bill, 9,900 is going to pay, and he is going to receive some discount of 100 rupees. Almost all completed. Now we need to go for again the first bill. The second bill has been completed. Now we need to go for the third bill. On what happened on before the due date of renewed bill, Thomas becomes insolvent. Thomas, when at the time of insolvency, again the bill which has been drawn on the debtor, that will be dishonored once again. That will be dishonored again, for which the entry would be reversed. Okay. Okay, what David will be recording? David will be recording on which date? Let us assume on the due date only. That means on 7th only. So on 7th 5 2020, on 7th May 2020, he will be writing the entry as Thomas account debtor to bills receivable 3 account to bills receivable 3 account. For how much? For 6,180 is the total amount, right? And in the same sense, what Thomas would be recording the entry as on the same date 7/5/2020, bills payable 3 account. Here bills receivable 3, bills payable 3 account debtor to Debit account 6180, 6180 is the amount. These are the two entries which we are going to write, right? Next, on the same date, on 7th May 2020, what he is saying that only 50 paisa in a rupee. Okay, I underline that one. Okay, only 50 paisa in a rupee could be recovered from his estate. Only 50 paisa in a rupee means for 1 rupee we are going to get half rupee amount. I repeat, if you are having 500 rupees, from this 500 only 50% you are going to get. That means 50 paisa in a rupee is nothing but 50% half. So you are going to only get 250, and 250 is bad debts. In case of debt debit, that would be called as bad debts. And in case of Thomas, we are going to write the amount as a deficiency account. We are going to send the amount as deficiency, because deficiency is the thing which we are not having. So Thomas account debtor to bills receivable has been completed on the same date. We are going to write the entry as bank account debtor, and we are going to remove Thomas from our books, so to Thomas account, and the remaining amount would be called as bad debts because we are not going to receive the amount. So bad debts account debtor 6000, sorry, 3090 rupees. 3090 is recovered, 3090 is recovered, 6180 is the total amount. And in the same case, 7/5/2020, 7/5/2020, David account debtor to bank account 3090 is paid, and 6180 is the total bill amount. And the amount deficiency is it is to be sent to deficiency account, 3090. These are the entries which we are going to write in, which we are going to record in the both the books. Now what we are going to see is we are going to analyze the second question. That means that in illustration number 8, when we complete this illustration number 8, we are going to understand, I think the same problem, the same type of question will be arranged here also. So you can see, Rita owed 1 lakh to Siriman. First October 2019, Rita accepted a bill drawn by Siriman for the amount at 3 months. Siriman got the bill discounted with his bank 99,000 on 3rd October. Before the due date, Rita approached Siriman for the renewal of the bill. Siriman agreed on the conditions that 50,000 being immediately together with interest on the bill. Okay, you understand? 40% is insolvent. Only 40% could be recovered. So discounting the bill is there. Endorsed we have seen. We have, what are the concepts we have seen up to now? First of all, endorsement we have seen. Discounting the bill we have seen. Up to now only bill discounted with bank is, sorry, not discounted, bill sent for bank, bill sent to bank for collection is not there. That will be that maximum that cases will be there. Maximum that cases will not be there in our books. Okay, the question will be coming, I think in practical questions that will be coming. Let us go for continuing. Illu number 8, illustration number 8 is the thing. Rita owed rupees 1 lakh to Siriman. Okay, Rita owed 1 lakh to Siriman. That means what, Rita is owing to Siriman is nothing but Siriman is our creditor, Rita is our debtor. On 1st October 2019, Rita accepted bill drawn by Siriman for the amount at 3 months. So Siriman has drawn a bill of exchange on Rita for rupees 1 lakh Next, what happened? Siriman got the bill discounted with his bank for 99,000 on 3rd October 2019. Within 2 days, he has discounted the bill for 99,000 rupees being discounting charges. Okay. Before the due date, Rita approached Siriman for the renewal of a bill. Okay. Siriman agreed on the conditions that 50,000 to be paid immediately along with interest together on the remaining amount at the 12% per annum for the 3 months, and for the balance Rita should accept a new bill at 3 months. Okay, this arrangements were carried out, but afterwards Rita became insolvent. Only 40% amount could be recovered from this estate, from his estate, from her estate we can say. From her estate is correct word. From his estate, because Rita is a girl, right? Past generators, nursery generators with narration is asking. I'll explain you the narrations, but I'm not going to write. This time consuming for me, not you, because you should learn how to write these narrations also. So I'll explain you what this is. What is this question? Very simple, very simple. You can understand by reading only. I'll give you some minute time to understand the question. You can stop the video and you can think for a while, and afterwards you can continue with the thing. Okay, let me go for continuation. Rita owed rupees 1 lakh to Cinnamon. Okay, 1st October 2019, Rita accepted a bill drawn by Cinnamon at the amount of 3 months. Okay, there is first of all we need to write the entries in the books of Cinnamon, right? We shall go for in the books of Cinnamon only. In the books of Cinnamon we are going to write down the question. First entry is on what? On which date? On 1st October 2019. Bills receivable account data to Rita account. Bills receivable account data to Rita account for 1 lakh rupees. Bills receivable account data to Rita account for 1 lakh rupees being billed on and acceptance received. Being billed on and acceptance received on 3rd October. On which date? Yeah, on 3rd October 2019, Siriman got the bill discounted with his bank for 99,000 rupees. Okay, on which date? On 3rd October 2019, the bill has been discounted. Or at the time of discounting the bill, we are going to credit the bills receivable, because bills receivable is going to be going outside of our books. So to bills receivable account 1 lakh rupees we are going to credit. If we are going to discount the bill with bank, we are going to receive the amount in check, or directly the amount will be credited in our books, in our bank account. So bank account data and discounting charges account data. I am writing here discounting charges because it is the charges which we are going to treat like an expense, and it is being charged by the bank. So discounting charges I am writing here. So 99,000 is the amount which we are going to have. So 1,000 rupees is discounting charges. Total of 1 lakh rupees is the total here. I am going to write it towards right side. 1,000, and this is for 1 lakh rupees. To bills receivable. Being bill discounted being bill discounted with bank. First entry has been completed. Second entry has also been completed. On 3rd October the bill has been discounted, but before the due date. So for how many months? For 3 months the bill has been drawn. For 3 months it has been drawn. October completed. October, November, December, 3rd December. Yeah, on 4th December you can think. On 4th December 2020, not 2019 only. On 4th December to October total, November total. It is 3 months, right? On 4th January, on 4/1/2020, it is October completed, October total, November total, December total completed. After that, 3 months, 3 days we are going to add. So on 4th January 2020, the amount is being receivable. But what happened? The Siriman, okay, Rita approached Siriman for renewal of a bill. That means for if we want to renew the bill, we need to cancel the first bill. Cancelling of first bill is nothing but dishonor entry. We need to pass. Dishonor entry is nothing but we need to credit. We need to debit again this bills receivable. No, we need to make this first bill is there, 99,000 is there. No, we need to make Rita as our debtor again. So Rita account, and we need to make the who has a debtor, who is our creditor now to bank account is our amount to bank account being bill dishonored on due date. Being bill dishonored on due date. Okay, for how much? For 1 lakh rupees. Okay, for 1 lakh rupees we are going to make Rita as our debtor again, not yeah, Rita as our debtor again, and we are going to make bank as a creditor. So do bank account have written. So you need to understand this entry that we don't have our bills receivable right now, because on 1st October 2019, 1st October 2019 we have our bills receivable. That means we have a draw a bill of exchange on Rita, and Rita has accepted and given it bank in it back to us. As means here to Siriman, it has been received back. Siriman has received back the bill, and afterwards on 3rd October 2019 he has given his bills receivable to bank for which he credits that bills receivable. So now bills receivable will not be coming in our books. And on 4th January 2020, that is on maturity date, or which can say due date. On due date, what is the thing? He will not get this bills receivable back. He should make bank as a creditor. That means to bank account he will be recording, and he shall make Siriman makes Rita as debtor. He shall make Rita as debtor in his books, for which he writes the entries. He writes the entry Rita account debtor to bank account. So what is Rita is asking Siriman to do? Siriman for Rita approached Siriman for renewal of a bill. Siriman agreed on the condition that 50,000 to be paid immediately together with interest on the remaining amount at the rate 12% per annum for 3 months. Okay, that means Siriman is again drawing a bill of exchange for 3 months. That why I am going to say this for 3 months he is drawing, because he is asking Rita, he is asking Rita to give interest at the 12% per annum on the remaining amount, or we can say on the remaining half of the amount. How we can say half here? Because 50,000 is to be payable immediately, he is asking. That means on 1 lakh rupees he is asking 50,000, means half of the bill amount has been asked by him. On the remaining amount, that is remaining half 50,000, and together with interest at the rate 12% for 3 months, we need to again draw interest entry into 12%, into 12% into 3 divided by 12. So 1500 is the interest amount which is to be received, and immediately this 1500 is receivable with this, together with this 50,000. Together with this 50,000 amount has to be payable. Okay, on which date we are going to have this entry? On the same date, on 4th January 2020, we are going to receive first of all bank account debtor. So bank account debtor 50,000. So bank account debtor we need to write, and interest is also there here. 1 second, friends. Okay, what is happened here? On of what he is asking, Siriman is asking to Rita to pay 50,000 together with interest, the interest on remaining amount at the 12% per annum for 3 months. First of all, what we need to do is we shall pass this interest entry. For this interest entry, we need to pass for this interest we need to pass one entry. Who is We are going to receive the interest from Rita. So Rita account at R, and interest is our income, to interest account. Rita account at R to interest account for what amount? 1500 we have calculated, right? Being interest receivable, being interest receivable is the narration. See, this narration is my narration, become right anything. Okay, narration is nothing but what is our express on this, what is our meaning, what we have understood this one. Okay, being interest receivable 1500 is the amount, is the interest receivable on the same date on 1/4/1/2020. What happened? We need to receive amount together, 50,000 rupees together with interest. So bank account at our 51,500 to what? To Rita account. So for half of the amount, that is 51,500, we are going to make Rita, we are going to remove from our books. But don't this subtract this 1500 from total amount. Still 50,000 is receivable from her. We are only charging 1500 as additional charge for a delay payment. So don't subtract this 51,500 from this 1 lakh rupees. Okay, don't make that blunder. Being amount received, we are going to write the narration. Being amount received, simply within 3-4 minutes we shall complete this problem. So again, on the remaining amount, what happened on the remaining amount? And for the balance, Rita should accept the bill for 3 months, right? For 3 months we are going to pass again entry on 4/1/2020. Bills receivable 2, I am writing here. Bills receivable to account debtor to Rita account for 50,000 rupees. Being new bill drawn for remaining amount being a new bill drawn for a remaining amount. This is the bill. What would be the for 3 months we are going to draw the bill. So on 7th April 2020, on 7th April 2020, that would be the maturity date. What happens? She becomes insolvent. Only 40% could be recovered from her estate. That means 10,000 is bad debts. Bank account debtor, bad debts account debtor to Rita account. No, not Rita, to bills receivable. Why bills receivable? Because Rita has been cancelled. This amount of 50,000 is completed, and with 50,000 we have drawn another bill. So Rita has been removed from our books. So two bills receivable is the entry which we need to write. So two bills receivable to account. For 50,000 rupees we need to credit this bills receivable amount, and 40% of 50,000. Okay, only 40% could be recovered from our estate, means 50,000 into 40%, 20,000 could be recovered. That means 30,000 is bad debts. Simply 30,000 is bad debts, 20,000 is the amount which can be recovered, being 40% amount could be recovered. No, this is not the narration. Yeah, you can write that way, being 40% of the amount has been received. So this is the close of our illustration number 8. I think we have now completed the main concepts. Only I have remained you with one illustration number 4, I suppose. Illustration number 4 is somewhat tricky question that I'll explain you in next video. Okay, illustration number 4 is there, and accommodation bills is the remaining topic here now, the left with. For accommodation bill, illustration number 10, illustration number 9, I suppose. Yeah, illustration number 9, illustration number 10, illustration number 11 is there, 12 also there, illustration 9, 10, 11, 12. And we are also having some practical questions. We are also having some practical questions. 3 practical questions are there. So 9, 10, 11, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 3 practical questions. Some 8 questions have been remaining. We shall discuss in the later classes. So thank you for the class. Thank you very much. All the best.